Let me in.
Oh, there you are. There you are. Shaq, he's the ruler of the universe.
Let me in. Jeez.
What's up?
What's up, brother? How are you?
Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it.
No problem. Anything for you, D. Rove?
Here we go. All right, let's start because I want all my 15 minutes because I love you. Okay. So last time we talked about Krispy Kreme. By the way, I'm the business guy, so I talk about the business right away. So that's what you like. Last time we talked about Krispy Kreme, you told me like if they're hot, you could eat what, like 50? What was the number about?
I could eat two boxes straight. Yes. This is easy right here.
It's too easy. Wait, hold that up. Hold that up with your hand and the.
Would you like to see some magic? Watch this magic.
Gone.
Oh, these are too good.
Too good. How's obviously business has changed a lot. How's your franchise in Atlanta?
2 thumbs up, 2 toes up. Excellent.
People still buying donuts. Donuts is a big thing still.
Donuts is a big thing, but again, especially when I highlight it on. Like Krispy Kreme, Krispy Kreme have real fatness. Like I remember the first time I tried it because I had never heard of them, and then one day at LSU they brought a box in. I was hungry, and I had one. I was like, "What is that?" And I had another one, and I've been in love ever since.
What did Coach say? Did he know?
He didn't know. No, he didn't know.
All right. Let's talk about I'm just going through things. NBA right now. You've obviously played in Orlando, Phoenix, a lot of these places that are even hot spots now. How do you think of the uncertainty and how they deal with it?
I mean, I love Adam Silver, and I don't want to say anything against him. So, as a former NBA player and a guy that's still involved heavily with the NBA, I support everyone's decision, whether they want to play, whether they not want to play. The only thing I've been saying is that for me, it will be hard not to play in front of fans because I was the guy that needed that extra, whether it was looking at you who wrote a bad article about me the night before and I want to impress you, or looking at a dad and his son, looking at a family, looking at corporate guys, just, looking at kids who got promotional tickets. I always needed that to be great. So it's definitely going to be difficult. They talk about the bubble, 30 teams in one place, can't leave. And I hear about this ring that could find out if you have COVID or not. I definitely need to get one of those rings. I would love to have one. But it's going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be very trying. Because for me, like when I had when we were free, when I had a bad game, I had a routine.
What was it?
I come home, have dinner with my family, and then I'd be so mad and upset that my wife would be like, "All right, go take your ride," and I ride through the hood, and I ride around, and I just keep riding. I play my favorite tunes, and then I'll come back late and watch ESPN and watch them bash me and watch Charles and those guys bash me. Then I'll get mad again, and then I'll rewatch the game. And then I say, okay, I did this today. I can't do that in the next game. So I needed to, to have all those things. So to be able to just to not be able to do that after a bad game and just go back to your bubble for a month or two, I'm sure it's going to be, difficult for a lot of teams.
Are there any players that you think about, like in baseball, for example, without fans? I feel like Bryce Harper cannot do it. Like, again, he needs the fans. I feel like Mike Trout can. Like, are there natural players? I feel like Russell Westbrook could just run up and down the floor and do his thing. Like, he doesn't. But are there some players that stick out to you as guys that you feel like?
I don't want to call players out. Like, I don't want it to be like that.
But it is important. The crowd. There are going to be people. You admit there are going to be guys that are just are not going to be themselves because they need that outer motivation.
I don't know. I'm just, that's why I always say I couldn't do it. I don't know what the other guys are thinking, but listen, we all play the game the same way. So I'm sure there are, some guys that have the same sentiments I have, especially when it comes to the fans. Like I love going to the away games and I miss a free throw and everybody start laughing at me. So now I got to tuck the elbow in and make them. So listen, we love to play the game, but I'm not great because I was a great player. I was great because people pushed me to be great, especially the fans.
Your 2000 championship parade was yesterday, 20 years ago, right in the middle of your run. What do you remember from the parades and Kobe and celebrating the championships that you won?
It was just after so many trials and tribulations, we were on top, and we stayed on top for a while. And I can remember after each championship, just promising the fans that we'd be back next year. And Kobe and I, and Big Shot Bob, Rick Fox, B. Shaw, all those guys, we just kept delivering time in and time out. We had a lot of trials and tribulations in the locker room, on the court. A lot of scares, Sacramento, Portland, but we persevered. And Jordan told me after he swept us in, I think, 96, the year they swept us, and then I became a Laker. Before you succeed, you must first learn to fail. And Kobe and I had failed so many times our first couple of years there. And then when Phil came, he came with the blueprint. He was like, hey, this is what I did for the Bulls that will work for you guys. And we followed that blueprint to a T, and we were able to knock off 3 in a row.
What was your impression of The Last Dance?
I liked it. I didn't know all that stuff was going on inside the locker room, but I didn't know that Pippen did make a lot of. Yeah, I didn't know that. Like I always thought he was one of the highest paid.
Do you know what? Do you know what's weird about that, Shaq? What's weird about that is, so I was in Chicago from 96 to 2000. So I knew, because you read about it in the papers every day, but it wasn't the internet like it used to be.
Right.
Literally every person I know who was not in Chicago at the time had no idea.
Yeah, me either. So when I was watching, I was like, man, you wouldn't pay Scotty? And Jerry was like, oh, he signed the contract.
There was a lot of tension in there. There was a lot of tension. Did you keep? Are you a guy who keeps your memorabilia, or have you been like, nah, whatever?
Well, I was programmed to give it all to my father, and then when he passed away, I went to his house and retrieved it. So I dedicated a room in my house. I call it the Philip Harrison Championship Room, because I was always taught to, when you win, don't be satisfied, go get the next one. So all my championship rings, all my MVP trophies, as soon as I got them, I jumped on a plane and I presented it to him. I've been doing that since 7, 8 years old.
Oh, that's awesome. I got this one from when you went into the Hall of Fame from your boys, Colin and Perry.
Oh, that's nice.
The size 22. Here's a trivia question for you. You might not get this. 5 players in NBA history wore a size 22. 5 players, you and 4 others. Give me 2 others.
Dikembe Mutombo.
Yes.
And
you're gonna get the other guy. You're gonna get one of them.
Bob Lanier.
Wow, that is awesome. The other 2 are, this is a trick because he went up and down. Taco Fall.
Oh, that's what, you know what? I knew that.
And Will Perdue.
Big Will Perdue.
Will Perdue also wore the size 22. All right, couple more. Let's see. Your favorite nickname. I gave you the Big Cactus years ago. We had an argument over royalties. You told me that it ended up in
Never gave me Big Cactus. Stop it. I made it up.
Stop it. I have evidence. The
Shaq yeah.
I have our CNBC interview. Stop it. What's your favorite? Is it the Big Barishnikov, the Big Aristotle?
No, knowing you, the Big Barishnikov is probably your favorite.
Oh, my Evan, are you on the phone? Hold on. My producer's right here. Evan, can you speak? What did I say was my favorite? What did I say was my favorite Shaq nickname of all time before this interview?
The Big Barishnikov. It's
absolutely.
Darren, I know you very well.
You are a genius.
My favorite was probably the Big Aristotle.
The Big Aristotle was it? Yeah. That was a great one. That was a great one. I was at the funeral. Obviously, you were at the funeral. You spoke. Has everything that has gone on since lessened the pain at all about and the shock of Kobe being gone?
No,
Yeah.
and it never will. It's similar pain to losing a sister, and I lost a younger sister a couple months before that. So the pain will never go away. Especially
it's hard to even think of the memories, as something positive because it's just he was stolen from us, Yeah.
And I woke up today and I got emails. This happened 20 years ago today. So then I posted and you're looking at pictures. So now I found myself going back looking at games. And TNT was showing a lot of old games, and it was just like I was just like, I wish I could have called and be like, hey man, I was wide open on that play. Or hey man, just so you want to call them and just mess around with them, but can't.
Was most of it with you, like some of it at least, with him like practicing nonstop, and you didn't practice it, like you weren't like that?
No.
What was the root of the tension?
It wasn't. Well, first of all, it wasn't really tension. A lot of people think it was tension. It was just two guys, pushing each other. Listen, I'm the best player ever. He says he's the best player ever. So it definitely just, motivated us. Look, I'm glad it happened the way we did, because I'm sure if we were all la la blah blah and lovey dovey, we definitely wouldn't have 3 in a row.
Right.
Like I'm looking at this stat sheet. I'm like, oh, he got 25 of that. Let me go out here and get my game up. It definitely motivated and pushed us. Just two guys that wanted to be in charge. It was actually two guys worrying about useless titles. Like you guys always say, whose team is it? Like that really doesn't mean nothing, because I'm letting you know right now, I would not have 3 in a row. Definitely not without Kobe. And I think Kobe said the same thing. But we wouldn't have 3 in a row if it wasn't for Big Shot Bob.
Well, he hit. Oh my God, those shots!
Yeah, D Fish, Brian Shaw, Rick Fox, all those guys that played a supporting role. Kobe and I was going to give you the bulk of the points, but those other guys, listen, if we don't have those guys hit those timely shots, we probably only talking about him having maybe 1 or 2, and me having 1 or 2, rather than 5 versus 4. So kudos to those other guys, and I always shout those other guys out because they made me look good plenty of times.
I got 2 more questions. I guess one would be, who's going to win the battle of you and Gronkowski in chicken wings?
He's not going to win a game.
He's not going to win anything, any of those contests.
Well,
what is your chicken wing method? Because I'm trying to handicap it.
Bite, pull, go to the next one.
So it's like a boom, like a one-off kind of thing.
Yeah, one-off thing. Bite, rotate, pull, go to the next one.
Yeah, I don't think he can beat you there.
We can't.
And finally, since I now work for a betting network, what's the biggest bet you ever made? Whether it was a pregame free throws, anything like as a player, like early pregame something or something else. You can't do this. I can do this. I bet you.
I beg your pardon. I'm a role model, sir. I do not bet.
A friendly bet
in public.
No, all right, I'm gonna go eat these babies. I always love talking to you, man. It's really you're one of my favorites.
Remember, available today everywhere: Walmart online grocery store. We got the bites, we got the crullers, the blueberries, the strawberries, everything. So appreciate you, buddy.
There you go. There you go. Take care.
All right, D-Ro.
Big Barishnikov.
All right, bye.